Last time you guys, before you departed for Aspero Burr, Melanie had asked somebody to go check out Riverbend to follow up with the undead shark situation. A soldier came back, and after a general assessment of, hey, if they stay out of the water, they should be fine. He had followed the river back to the mouth of it, and had discovered not only were there a few more undead sharks, but fish were literally leaping out of the water and trying to get to shore. So,
That's
uh,
right.
yep. So, Melanie was like, "All
Get
right,
us out of here.
go tell Thanic this, please." And he wrote up a report and went to do so. You guys had then, after doing a little bit of shopping and stuff, went to teleport to Turk, talked to Mama Pearl. She contacted the captain that would be taking you to the teleportation, well, to the spot you guys had to go to. So you guys had met up with Captain Greybeard of the Ethereal Flower. And then you guys disembarked. You ran into a shipbreaker sea serpent, which you guys took care of, but it delayed you guys by a day because it almost broke the ship in half. Um, you met the guardians on the sandbar, and there was a dragon that flew you guys out to the small village of Rayang. And this is currently where you are. You guys are about like a quarter of a mile out. The dragon didn't want to cause too many waves near the village in case it destroyed any boats or structures when he landed. And then he flew off and he began to reconjure up the storm that was on pause when you guys had been on the sandbar. Um, so this is the lovely village of Rayang. Please ignore the cell phone tower in the back.
But my immersion.
Pretend it's another tower of some magical origin.
A tower of sending.
Tower of Sending. Perfect. There is a Tower of Sending. It is now canon. Um,
Tower 6G. No.
Binta of the Guardians tells you that in the morning, she would be able to teleport you guys to Yaya in the morning, which is the capital of Sukhothai, which is the country you are currently in. There you will meet the 9 representatives from the country to talk about the old one debacle. Debacle's kind of underselling
it a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. But when you begin going closer to the village, you realize that it seems quite lively. There are paper lanterns that are hung from many of the abodes. The streets seem like they're in a celebration. There are there are a few what are called spirit houses on the side of the road and next to people's homes that look like they have offerings to them. Many of these offerings include red candles, drinks of a red color, and these little pastries that resemble red turtles. There are children that are running around in red traditional clothing, and there's just general merriment going along. San explains that we happen to have come at the time where where the people of Rayang are celebrating Portor, the Portor festival, otherwise known as the Festival of the Hungry Ghosts. As you guys walk along, he explains that Portor is generally more of a Zhonghua celebration, Zhonghua being one of the other countries on the continent. However, there had been in the past a lot of immigrants from that country that settled here. So a fair amount of the population are from or are mixed with people from Zhonghua. So that's why they celebrate this particular festival in this region. Portor is not only... Will you stop highlighting the cell towers?
You'd say to ignore it. I mean...
I should have never said anything.
Honestly, if you hadn't said anything, I probably wouldn't have even noticed.
He explains Portor, like, he says, well, Portor is, we offer our ancestors food, money, he puts in quotes, fake money, for their passage into the afterlife. Also, this
NFTs?
is huh?
NFTs or Bitcoin?
Huh?
I was just thinking Monopoly money, but okay. Go off.
Yeah. He points out some smoke, some buildings with some small fumes of smoke going in on the background. He explained that there is fake money that's burned in these hearths, and that enables the transfer of said money to the spirits.
Love that it's fake money too.
It's fake. Like he'll point out like there's some like wads of paper money on the spirit houses.
Paper.
It's yes, paper. It's easier to burn.
Makes sense.
And
It does make sense. Never seen paper money.
it's a budding concept in some regions. And yeah, it looks like there's a person's face on it with a number. And that's burned in some cases. More so, the Portor Festival is for spirits without relatives. People will, and this is how these spirit houses, he points in the area, that's their job. They are homes for wandering spirits, and all the offerings are supposed to help the spirits without relatives to get offerings, get money from strangers in order to make themselves more comfortable in the afterlife. And yeah, so after I take you to see, let me grab the notes I have that I should have opened up. And while he's explaining this as you're getting closer to the village, everybody can make a perception check.
Can I say that Tilda, upon seeing everybody in red, uses the cloak of many fashions to turn her outfit into a nice red outfit?
Yeah, of course.
Feels wrong, but
Guys, we got an imposter with us.
Who is this? Who's here?
When in Rome, as they say. It was a perception check, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like
Oh, wow.
everybody make a perception check.
Yeah, it's like
That includes me too. Yeah.
so. First thing, as you guys get closer to the village, everybody's
Does
celebrating.
anyone want to roll one for Lynn or for
I can
Melanie?
do it. Her check's pretty high if I remember.
Yeah, I know. That's why
correctly.
I want to see if
Is there
what
anything
she
where you
gets.
get advantage or?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
sounds like she does get advantage. Let me just put that on perception.
Yeah, she's got like something with her armor, her weapon or something.
Okay. It's very even Aoife. It's very easy. It's very obvious that as soon as you guys are rolling up, like a few people immediately notice all of you. You are a little bit.
Are we the only white people? Oh wait, that's right. I'm red, so I'm different.
You are different. There are the majority of people in this area who aren't tiefling or tabaxi or some kind of like shifter or non-human half elf. They look at from in layman terms of like more Asian descent. So you guys are a little out of place, but nobody stops you. Nobody like openly gawks. They just notice you're here. They notice who you're with, and they just kind of like shrug, but kind of like acknowledge. Okay, we got a few people who aren't from around here.
Who the fuck are these people?
Ugh, tourists.
Yeah.
San
Excuse
will,
me. Do you have any burgers?
San will say, "I'm going to take you to Artit, the village leader, to see if you have any questions. He'll let you know where you'll be staying for the night, unless you feel more comfortable in your magnificent mansion. Then you're more than welcome to like say." You're more than welcome to stay there. And I will also, and he shoots a look. He looks over at you, Aoife. If you still want to, I will take you to Bui, or Ba Bui, our weapons master, in the village. She is actually the one I mentioned a while back that crafts armaments and monk weapons specifically here.
Yeah. Still very interested in that meteor hammer.
All right.
Absolutely.
So yeah, she has it. She'll definitely like. We'll see if you still like it suits you. So you make your way through the streets into a larger like palm thatched abode, and you've noticed like all of the houses here are on stilts. San explains that they have a heavy monsoon season here. So the heavy monsoon because of this, anybody closer by this water or the water near the river in the back of the village have to be on stilts, so there'll be flooding. It's good for air circulation because it gets very hot and humid in this area. And you don't want rodents to sleep under your house.
All makes sense.
Yep. You notice that most of the houses are pretty open to the elements. It's not like it's kind of like there are like open like it's like some places don't have like rooms that have only like 3 walls, and there's like outdoor kitchens and things of that nature. It's very 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 open to the elements, and because of there's no like winter season here, there's really no reason to have a house that's like lacking of air circulation. He brings you to he brings you up to a very simple looking place where there is a small bell in the front, which he rings, and out of the house comes a. You've seen them. They're very rare. There is a Loxodon who comes out of the house. His eyes are completely black. There is no pupil. There is no iris. It's just like black.
Could you please explain what a Loxodon is?
Oh, elephant person.
Thank you.
Yep. No worries. Unlike the traditional Loxodons that are found in art, this particular Loxodon, so the Loxodons are usually modeled after African elephants. This one's more of an Asian elephant variety. Smaller ears, smaller tusks. If you had to compare the two in side by side, this variety of Loxodon would be smaller.
Probably.
But it's still an elephant person. So still very large in comparison. He is dressed in like kind of like a pretty loose like robe of beige, and he has like these really, for lack of a better word, they're like harem or like fisherman pants. Very loose, very just tied to the waist by some cloth that attaches to them with like a very colorful triangle pattern. And when he speaks like it sounds like there are several people speaking when he speaks at the same time. And he bows his head and he says, hello. It is lovely that we have visitors. I am Arhit. You can call me Lung Arhit if you want, as tradition, but just Arhit is fine. I know that your people don't commonly call elders. And he explains that older men and women in the area are either called Pa, auntie, with their name, or Lung, uncle, with their name. It's just something that's done around here. It's been done for many, many generations. But he says Arhit is just fine. He, steps away from the door to just like let you guys in. San goes in with you. Switch Bint on the others. Seeing it's not the biggest house, kind of like stay back. To go do other things. And, San goes first into the house. There is a very low table. There are no proper chairs. It's like table that there is like some mats and rugs around, and you see San gets into like Lo's position and sits on the floor on top of one of the mats, and Arhit invites you guys to do so, while he goes to a stove outside that looks like there's already something that has been boiled, and he puts on like this wooden platter some tea of like an orange nature. There is some like palm sugar in the middle of the
tea.
there's some palm sugar in the middle in a cup, and there is some like some milk as well. And he says, if you don't like the tea, I have other drinks as well.
Oh, I love tea. Thank you.
There is like a genuine smile as he also brings some what look like, so they're shaped like conch shells, but they're made out of like a fried dough, and they look like there's some nuts that have been crushed on this, and they're shiny, so there's like a sugary, savory almost smell to them. And he explains that it's one of their snack foods here. It's just made with a combination of garlic, ginger, some palm sugar, but not too much palm sugar, so it's like a salty, savory kind of like fried snack they have here. And if you guys don't like that, there's a variety of fruits like mango and dragon fruit and bananas that he has cut up as well, if you don't wish to partake in the new savory snack.
Excuse me, do you have any French fries?
We have fried something. He will sit down and he says, "Welcome to the village of Rayang. It's very nice
Thank you for receiving.
It's been many, many years since we've had visitors from outside the region. Is there anything I know you're going to see the representatives in tomorrow, but is there anything I can help you with now, or any questions I can help you with, or any supplies that we need? We are a small village, but we do have a few places you can probably go to for supplies.
You said he's speaking with a couple voices at once, right?
Yes.
Okay. Zaitari is, after she takes a sip of tea and probably nibbles a bit on one of the delicious fried snacks that I wish I had right in front of me right now in real life, she will ask, if you don't mind me asking, why you're speaking with multiple voices at once. Is there a reason for this?
Yes, there is. I am what is known as a spirit houser. My own. Well, I'm still here, technically. I still control this vessel you see before you. However, I have currently several. I suppose the best way to explain to it is I have several natural spirits that also share this body with me as well.
Oh.
To allow them to experience life like barking dogs.
As a dog runs by.
As a dog runs by outside with the child, like trying to catch them. And generally, sometimes once the spirit grows tired of staying with me for a while, they are allowed to leave, and sometimes another spirit takes up residence. I felt that in my old age, I wanted to donate my vessel to allow spirits that are curious to experience this, and in turn they share knowledge with me of the surrounding land, of secrets, of magic, anything they wish to divulge with me. Hence, that's also why he gestures to his eyes that they are completely devoid of, well, other than the color black, they are devoid of color. This is very common with spirit housers. Sometimes it's white, sometimes it's completely gray. The eyes will also lose color. Before I became before I was a spirit houser, I'm still a person of the land. In layman terms, druid, he says. And he points outside behind the kitchen. There looks like there is a kind of like an area where it is below the ground, which seems to be unusual because this place floods. He mentioned that he also cultivates spores as well. So that was his specialty while growing up.
For druid.
Yep. Spirit housers are very rare. There are not many people who will take up that wish to do this, but some have their own special reasons, like I did with mine. So yeah.
It's very interesting. It sounds like a very interesting calling.
It is. Sometimes people do it out of to temper their own emotions. One of the reasons, also in my old age, one of the reasons I decided to also do it is because I had lost my wife about 10 years ago. It was
I'm very sorry to hear that.
Thank you. It was a very painful experience, and after a while, I decided that I made the decision after once I had, cleared my head and my own mind that I wish to embark on this path, and so far it's been pretty fulfilling. But let's see. But if you meet a spirit houser, it's not going to be very unusual, but I don't think you'll meet too many more. Any other questions? Just kind of looking around.
Not really for me. I'm kind of just enjoying learning all this and the atmosphere and stuff like that.
So we have Baboy, who is a weapon master in the village. We also have, I don't know if San told you, we have 2 temples here. One that San had trained out of when he was young. I believe the Temple of Zen. The other is a Temple of Mercy. The leaders are both will be know that you are in town if you wish to visit either. Pa Dawa is the Zen leader, and Lung Dawa is the Zen leader, and Lung Samsak is the leader of the Temple of Mercy. They might have some supplies you might be interested in. They both were former adventurers in their youth and decided to settle here many years ago. You might also want to check the Forlorn Dancer. It's one of the common inns in the area. Ba Namfon, she is the innkeeper there. She might also have supplies, or know somebody who might, if you're looking for anything in particular, or if you don't know what you need in particular, she might have some good suggestions as well. Otherwise, if you don't have any questions, I can lead you to one of the houses that we have put aside for you to stay in. Or if you just want to summon your interdimensional space there, that is perfectly fine as well.
I think we'll be more than okay with whatever lodgings you provide us. It's
Okay.
very kind of you.
He allows you to chit chat and finish your tea and snacks. Just making idle chit chat of the current goings on of the village, how that the festival you just came right at the beginning of the Port Tour festival, so it's gonna go on for at least a few more days. If you're a little sensitive to outworldly spirits, there might be a few supernatural meetings that you might encounter, but the spirits have just been are docile. They've never had any angry ghosts. But he will take you to a villa not too far away from from the one he's staying in. He does explain that the beds are a little unusual to what they probably are used to, and he's fine. Like he shows a closet with extra mattresses. So the mattress is here. So the bed is on a frame. It's made out of solid wood, and there is like a thin mattress that's put on top. They say it helps the back. It didn't help my back when I was out there. It was a slab of wood. But he shows you a closet of like plenty of like extra mattresses if you need something like softer to sleep on, to just put like a couple on and you guys should be fine. That should be comparable to one of your own mattresses back at home. The pantry is full of teas and fruits. There is a barrel of sticky rice if you wish to make your own. And there are plenty of like dried fish and squid and other things in the house if you wish to snack on something in the evening. He says, please feel free to, if you do wish to look around or participate in any traditions you want during the festival. Most of the residents know of your arrival. We had let everybody know that we have visitors, and of course to treat you with the proper respect, as I know you will to them. And yeah, please enjoy yourself for the until you have to leave tomorrow. It's an honor to welcome you to Rayang.
It's an honor to be here, to allow us into your home.
He will smile, and he just puts his hands together like in a prayer and just gives you like a small like bow, and then he will depart. San tells you that the guardians will be in the next villa over if you need anything in the meantime. Binta will be ready to use her teleportation spell in the morning. Or if you want to leave like early afternoon, just give us a window or come on over whenever you're ready. One of us will be there. Of the five of us, one of us will probably be in the villa. So have a good afternoon, and welcome to Sukhothai.
Thank you.
If you want to see Boy anytime soon, just let me know. I'll be in the other villa, like I said.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I'd love to get over there and like check out the monastery I'm from. Didn't really do a lot with weapons, so I'm super interested to learn about the weapons and stuff here. And and see what's going on.
Of course. I did also tell her of your arrival, so she might have some other special things that you might be interested in as well.
That's very exciting for me. I cannot wait.
All right. But yeah, whenever you're ready, I'll be right over. Or if you wanted to go now, I can just freshen up and we can go.
Up to the group. Do you guys want to pause and freshen up after the fly in, or?
I'm good to go.
Yeah, same here. As well.
Tilda will hold up a finger and do a quick prestidigitation upon herself. Say, I'm refreshed.
I mean, yeah, we can go over right now then. That'd be awesome.
Okay. Sounds good. If you follow me, he will leave the abode and walk to you through the busy streets. There are vendors.
By the way,
Hmm?
I just want it known that whenever you say boy, this person's name, all I hear is, yeah, boy! And I'm sorry.
It's okay. Her name is her name. I don't think I've always been horrible with pronunciation, but her name is Boy. So
Boy.
B.
It's still-
yeah. And so technically, you would be, if you were to address her like as a younger individual, she would be called Ba Boy. Yep, I will spell it.
Ba boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ba boy. Yeah. But the P is also sort of like a B sound.
Yeah.
Or at least that's what I'm hearing.
No, it's totally fine.
The P isn't as plosive as what we're used to.
Yeah.
Okay.
As we're walking just over the road to everyone, Eva's just like, this place is so fucking cool.
Reminds me a lot of that oh my god, where we fought the tournament. The plane where we fought that tournament.
Yeah. That place was also really cool.
You're not wrong.
There are people that San kind of just looks everywhere and he seems like he's glad to be home even for a short while. He explains right after this festival in about a month would be the vegetarian festival, which is more of a spectacle than you think it is for vegetarians.
Somehow I don't doubt it.
Yeah. Other than most of the dishes having no meat, eggs, dairy, there are
It's not just vegetarian, it's vegan.
there are kind of weird displays that go on. Like people with needles in places. He doesn't elaborate further.
Thank you.
Yep. You don't. If you are curious, those who are curious, Google Phuket Vegetarian Festival. I do warn you. Some of the pictures.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Anyways, moving on. He said he explains it gets pretty wild for vegetarian. Well, not for vegetarians, for people who celebrate. So he brings you to another thatched area. This one has a huge open yard, where there is a kind of an overhang, without anything in it except there is what looks like a line, like a shallow hole where there are unlit coals. There are a few what look like knives that have been placed on racks that look like they were made very recently. And there are a couple hammers leaning on a very simple open house. Also during this time, there is currently a just like a dog of a mixed breed, very short hair, probably about 45 pounds, with like these huge brown spots that looks like it is like gnawing on like some rawhide of some sort. Kind of just looks at you, all of you. Drops the rawhide, quietly goes into the house, and a moment later you hear, "Just a minute! Just finishing up something." And before that person comes out, the dog comes back out and just like sits at the stairs, looks up at you guys, and just like looks like it's patiently waiting.
For pets or just waiting?
Just waiting. Kind of like giving you a squinty look, like, I've never seen you here before.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to make of you. Not that not that derpy.
Hold up my hand so the dog can sniff it.
The dog sniffs your hand, and kind of just gives you a signal of, "I allow you to pet me."
Gentle head scratch.
So basically, this dog is a cat.
Maybe.
Some dogs are like that.
That's true.
A moment
Like
later,
chows and stuff.
there is what looks like to be a halfling woman that comes out. Her hair is completely white from old age. She has, small almond-shaped eyes. Her hands are very, very calloused, and she has pretty much 2 full sleeves of tattoos that look like there are a couple like pictures of armor and weapons, and there's some runes that just go all the way from the inside of her arm out to the outside of her wrist on both arms. She has a little dirt on her cheek, which she like kind of just smudges out of the way. And she glances at all of you, looks at San, immediately like goes over, like, tugs him down to his level, and just like gives him like a huge like slap on the back, which kind of causes him to stumble forward a little bit. And they begin chattering, not in common, but it sounds like the local dialect. Aoife, you just hear, it's so good to see you. Are you just back for an upgrade? Kind of just also gives him the kiss on the cheek, and says just kind of like take it. It's like, "Auntie, it's so good to see you again. I have brought some friends from the outside." And when he says that, she kind of gives each one of you, just look up to look down, kind of like nodding, lingers on you, Aoife, for a moment, and says,
I give like a peace sign.
Gives like an approving nod, and kind of just whistles to the dog, and the dog goes inside. When she speaks in common, she has a very, very heavy accent, and she said, "I can't reproduce this heavy accent because I'll just sound like my mom, and I'm not good at imitating my mom."
Do it.
We'll tell
do
her
it,
to
do it. Do it. Do it. Do
specifically
it.
watch just this episode.
Yep.
I can't even imitate her very well.
Yeah.
And also her accent isn't as heavy anymore, because she translates a lot for medical people. So, yeah. So she, Boy says, so you here? For weapons and armor.
Yeah,
All right.
exactly.
And she says, "What school are you from?"
Difficult question to answer. Technically drunken master, but I'm a practitioner of the astral self now.
She will nod. And she shouts to the dog inside, "Bring out the circlet." And she also says, "And San tells me you're here for the hammer as well."
I want to try one out. See how it feels,
She'll nod, and and then she yells back to the dog
Yeah.
inside, "And the robes!" You hear
Very
like
smart dog.
and you hear an affirmative bark coming from inside. The dog comes out with what looks like to be a very simple silver circlet. It looks like it has been, like, before it was bent into a circlet, it looks like the metal has been been taken to the hammer multiple times. So it's not like a perfect smooth circlet. It looks like a piece of metal that's been hammered a million times and then bent into a circlet. The robes look pretty simple. They are a deep purple, purple bluish color, sleeveless, and there is a very simple green tie that goes like around the waist with a white, like flat looking, almost looks like a stone that looks like not exactly like a fingerprint, but like has like those grooves that like look like it.
Eva's doing an awful job of trying to hide the fact that she's super excited right now.
All right. I am going to hold on. I'm going to show you two handouts. And she's going to say, "Try these and tell me what you think." I've had these for a couple. She's explained she has them for a couple years. Because the school of astral self isn't very prominent in this particular village, they have not had any use for it. So where is you? Thunder Master, drop file. This is the first one, I think. Just drop. There we go. Save changes. You should see Immaculate Circlet at the top, and then I'm going to add the robe to see what you think of it.
Ooh.
And she will explain to you that these are, if you wish to take them, they are yours. She does want one thing from you if you do. And she says that, "I merely want something from anything you have on you. I merely want something from the outside. Whether it be a material that she can work with, whether it be like something that you bought that can't be found here, she's fine with it." And she also understands that you guys are on a mission right now. So that's why she's not asking a lot for it.
Stuff's pretty great.
She smiles. Of course it's. And she kind of gives like that tone. Of course it's great. I made it.
I take off my crappy beat up hat to try on the circlet.
She's like, see, you look better already.
The robes are bonkers.
The circlet looks quite noble on you,
Does it? I kind of
Eva.
feel silly in it. I don't really do like circlets usually.
You could put the circlet over the hat.
I was just gonna do this. I have the circlet on. I just put the hat back on.
Hat back on, yeah.
Yeah, that also works. That also works.
Yeah, you just see that boy's like, fair enough. She's like, I see you have a vibe. She's like, she understands you got a vibe going on, so she's like, I get it.
My brain's moving very slowly today because it's been a week.
Nope.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah, no, that's great. Those are really good. Particularly the robes and being able to make 2 extra attacks around.
Now, you want to see the hammer. I'll go get
I'd
that.
love to see a hammer.
I will go get the one you're looking for. She goes in, and the dog's just like, ears droop, just like, aw.
I'll start patting myself down to see what I can give up.
So this is, she brings out this.
Go! Look at that thing. Holy shit.
That looks awesome.
Yeah. She brings out that, and she just explains, put your hand here. This thing swings around. She's like, you probably know the physics, the physics of it. She doesn't explain it to you much. She's just like, this is what you do.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it for a spin.
All right.
Literally. Hey!
Mm.
And she will explain. It's not. I was talking to Ulung Somsak about this because he is not able to bring out its capabilities. Tamara has been dead for a very long time. So we think it has something to do with that. However, you might have to talk to him about his theories about it. I am not the theory crafting individual in this village when it comes to armaments of the Temple of the Hand of Mercy. I could tell you the physics. I could tell you how to use it to bring out its power. That's something I can't do. The stuff I make already has the power put into it, so...
Yeah, of course. Love the robes. I love the circlet. I'm gonna go ahead and take off my dragon armlets because I haven't used them once. And I'll hand those over.
She looks at it. It's not bad. Not bad. Also, to herself, I can definitely do better.
Of course.
Shoddy, kind of like saying under her breath, these people, you need to be one of the arts to understand how this works. But they tried. Kind of like doing the backhanded comment too. It's like they tried. They tried real hard.
Gold star. Gold star.
You get a participation ribbon.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
An A for effort.
Yep, exactly.
But also, it sucks.
If you go, mentioned, if you go to the temple the temple of there is a astral self temple in Ataya. They might have something else there as well. I haven't been to Ataya in a very long time. Don't feel like going to the big city very much because too noisy, too many people. Too many people asking for things. Kind of just as like, I'd rather just stay here and just work. Do you have any questions about the two pieces?
I don't think so. I think they're all pretty self-explanatory.
She nods. Of course, yes, they are.
They're very cool. I can't begin to explain how difficult it is to find things, where we're located that are kind of like tailored to, monastic traditions and stuff. They don't come up very often because I don't think a lot of people do what we do,
Mm-hmm.
So this is really awesome.
She will nod. It's like, she'll say to you, you guys take care of yourselves out there. End of the world bullshit. Always
Yep.
sucks.
That it does. And I'm going to very gently, and reverently hand back the meteor hammer.
You
It's
see,
a beautiful weapon.
it is. You see her eyes kind of like look to the tree line for a moment. Huh.
Uh-oh.
1 second.
Oh, what's this?
From her back, she gets out a rope dart. And she's kind of like, she's looking at you guys while she's like, giving it a couple swings.
Oh, God.
Just chit-chatting with you. And then, like, without looking towards the tree line, she just flings the dart into the tree line, and you hear a little squawk. And she like
Oh.
brings back the rope dart, and wrapped around the rope is a little brown sparrow.
Bird friend?
It's Bird Friend. And she like catches Bird
Sorry.
Friend in her hand.
That's mine.
She
That's mine.
and she's like, I figured it was something because you're not native to this area. She just
It's
quietly hands you the bird. Here you go.
There's a spirit of the forest who's kind of taken a shine to me, and this bird is an extension of it. So
No worries.
stick bird friend on the hat.
Bird Friend just kind of just chirps a little bit and just settles on the hat.
Damn, I didn't ask for this, but okay.
When you speak to Sumsuck, you should take the hammer with you. Kind of just gives it to you.
Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm. As for the rest of you, she says, unfortunately, I do not craft. I feel like I do not have the expertise to craft the type of weapons and armors that you would be used to. However, you might find somebody who does specialty armors and weapons in Ataya, where foot traffic is a little more common.
Tilda just says, well, thank you for the recommendation.
And to each one of you, she's kind of just like makes like a direct like eye line to whatever relics you're wearing, kind of just nods in your direction, and it says, "So, I won't keep you any longer. Go have fun while you still can, and I'm gonna go back to work. Come on, Fun." And the dog like barks, kind of just like barks in your direction, and just follows Boy back up the stairs.
Does the meteor hammer have any specific stats like reach or something like that?
Yeah, let me get you just like the regular like what a mundane meteor hammer is. I have it. That's
Yeah, so Boy said that when you confront or when you talk to was it Sun Suk?
Samsuk, yeah.
Samsuk. That you should have the meteor hammer.
Okay, cool. My Cape
Those
Cod
are the
kettle cooked
specific-
chips are incredibly aggressive tonight, so when I bite
Those
down
are
on
the
one,
best kinds of chips.
I know, but I can't hear anything.
Yeah. Completely understandable. Worth it though, because they're the best chips.
They are.
So as of now, the meteor hammer acts like just a regular mundane weapon.
Uh-huh.
I can put what the stuff is in the chat for you. So normally it's 1d6 bludgeoning. Tell me the reach of the goddamn thing.
Ow!
It does say reach.
It says
just
reach. It
doesn't
didn't
say.
tell me which reach.
Reach usually just means 5, the 5 more. I
because
think.
it's not telling stupid flexible or snow handout.
I'm gonna assume it's 10 instead of 5.
Yeah. Just say it's 10 for now.
Awesome.
So can I tell a story of when I was very small that this meteor hammer reminds me of?
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna get I need to feed the cat. I'll be right back.
Okay. Fine. Miss out on my
I'm
story.
sorry. I'm being hounded.
But you have pets.
Yeah. Cats Who Hound. Today at
Mhm.
11.
Yeah.
Or tonight at 11. Anyway, so when I went to Disney World with my mom, it was just her and me, but like I think the first time. There was this little like there was a toy that they were selling at I think my hotel at our hotel. That was basically like a Velcro strap around the wrist, a tether, and like a bouncy ball that was probably about the size of I'm trying to think of something that it was about the size of a ping pong ball, I guess. But it was soft and cushy, so it wasn't that big a deal. And basically you would just, throw it on the ground, bounce it on the ground, and have it come back to you. You could do little tricks if you wanted to, depending on your creativity. But I just really liked, kind of bouncing it in an arc up over myself. And one day we're waiting for the bus to take us to actual Disney World, instead of just being at the hotel. And I'm playing with my little ball on a tether, and all of a sudden my mom yells my name, and then like I watch the ball as it just goes slow, like slow-mo, and just hits some guy, some like bald guy on the top of his head. And it's like it just like right on the crown of his head, and like I have to pull my hand back. I like, oh no. And my mom's like, I'm so sorry, sir, for my daughter. Like, sorry. Like, he wasn't hurt. It just,
Yeah.
he didn't see it. He didn't see it coming. I didn't see it until, like, he moved into the arc of my ball. And so that's what this kind of reminds me of. Like, I imagine this would hurt a lot more if it popped you on the top of the head. But,
Yeah, probably kill you.
yeah, probably.
Were you missing your soft spot from childhood? We can bring it back with a meteor hammer. Let's undo those growth plates. I had those toys too. I bought it to increase my hand-eye coordination. So I grew really fast, so my hand-eye coordination was shit.
Yep.
So I bought it, and I was told you need to, be bouncing it, but you need to like try and punch it as it comes back to you to try and coordinate. And it mostly just like hit me in the face.
Yep.
It was an effort to coordinate my like newly 6 inches taller body.
Welcome back, Darren. You missed the fun story, and now I'm not going to tell it again.
I can just go back on the recording.
Wow, cheater.
No shit, that's cheating.
I'm looking at the timestamp right now. It's like, okay, let's go back to an hour 7 minutes.
Looking at the timestamp. Nothing. It really wasn't that big a deal. Just I bopped a guy on the head at Disney World.
Okay.
A deadly weapon.
With a deadly weapon, yep. I mean, it had some pretty decent, like, speed and longevity, and, every time I tried to play with this toy, my mom was like, there are too many people around. You can't play with it.
Yep.
I was like, I'm keeping away from other people. I was, but only if they were also aware of me.
I mean, it's their own fault.
Yes, exactly. It was his own fault.
I mean, he was probably asking for it.
Yeah, how
Totally.
dare he be bald?
Wasn't necessarily that he was bald that was the problem, but
Well, if he had hair, it would have cushioned the attack.
True.
That's true. It would have cushioned the attack if he had some hair.
Everyone knows the difference between a concussion and being totally fine as hair.
All right. So, does anybody else want to do anything for the evening?
I'm just gonna do cool tricks with my meteor hammer.
Who do you kill with it doing cool tricks?
Yeah, I was about to say.
There's gonna be some
A
casualties.
bald man walks into the arc at one point, and you just...
A bald man with like a bright red turtle cake just walks by and like is obliterated.
I spend some time just like doing spins and twirls and stuff, and then I start trying to like grab things with it. Like chairs and table legs and like tree branches.
We have made a mistake.
Well, like when Aoife joined the group, she was using a whip.
Yeah.
So this is just a heavier whip.
Mm-hmm.
True.
So she's getting the feel of it. She's getting used to it.
I don't know. No, actually, the meteor hammer probably would be worse. I was thinking maybe I should have just gave you a Chinese chain whip.
Ooh,
Yeah, those are heavy, and the sound
they're
they make.
very heavy.
Yeah, actually, one of the guys I follow on Instagram, he just got one for his. He does whipping shit for Renaissance stuff.
They're
Oh.
so cool, but
Yeah. He also has a cat that screams.
Yow.
oh, I love Jack the Whipper.
Yeah, one of his recent Instagram posts. He's showing off the 10-pound chain whip he just got.
Yeah, he's great.
He's
very entertaining.
Definitely will catch him if I ever go to King Richard's Renaissance Fair.
Wait, he works at King Richard's Fair?
Yeah, he's from Somerville.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
That's awesome. I used to go to King Richard's Fair when I was a kid. All the time.
I love his TikToks about his like pre-show prep and his post-show wind down routines and like the maintenance he has to do to be a full-time performing whipper like this.
I also like him just like lamenting at doing all the popular TikTok song memes at the time. Corn song. Anyways, okay. So you're doing dope monk shit with your meteor hammer. Anybody want to do
Or at least
anything else?
Are there any cool food stalls?
Yes.
I was
Hell
gonna
yeah.
say street food, right?
Yeah, there's so much street food out and about right now. It is kind of criminal.
Can we get some turtle cookies?
Yep. All right. So the turtle cakes are made of like a rice glutinous flour and syrup. So technically they're for most of them are for offerings. Like the bigger ones in like real life, the bigger ones will run you like $100, but they have ones that are like for $1.
Yeah.
Just to try if you want, but there's like a plethora of food options, things on sticks, your regular fish meat on sticks, your regular they have these multicolored rice flour balls that are seeped in a sweetened coconut milk mixture. So it's pretty much like giant tapioca in sweet coconut milk flavored with other things that are also to the sweetness of the dessert. Plenty of fruit on display. Plenty of things akin to like red bean buns and it's cream buns. Like a variety of stir fries, which include stalls that have like a fish sour curry. Just like a stir fry chicken that is just loaded up with so much basil, like not like Thai, like a holy basil they call it. That's just like even more fragrant than your regular Thai basil.
Oh, okay. So I was always wondering what the difference between Thai holy basil and regular basil.
Yeah, it's
Holy basil and Thai basil.
Yeah, it's a different kind of smell to it. I think it's stronger, but you can't. It's very hard to get holy basil around here, so that just usually
Yeah.
There are street performers doing like typical fire tricks.
Dimitri, this is not a bed. It is the top of the computer.
But this is warm, mother,
I
and it is cold.
have so much. There's so many warm places he could be, but no.
Snuggle with your
Anyways.
brothers.
Exactly.
They're warm.
There's also, you hear around like for like late night entertainment, you guys hear there's usually like small kickboxing tournaments that happen in the at the local inns and at the local bar. So that's usually like their go-to entertainment at night. People kicking each other in the head and drinking alcohol.
Listen, festivals and fighting go hand in. Okay, that's just like culturally something that has always been.
Well, we know where Melanie wants to go.
Yeah.
There are rules in the kickboxing tournaments, however. Not everything
No.
goes in these.
No magic belts.
Magic belts are fine. It just don't hit below the belts. No
Ah.
headbutting, for example. Kicks and
That's
punches
bullshit.
are fine in like above the belt situations. Typical kickboxing rules. Don't
No.
fight dirty.
No rogues allowed. I hear it.
Sneak attack, disqualification. But disqualification.
Technically, as a ball tap. No.
Did you want to see Somsuck right now, Aoife, or did you guys want to do something else before seeing him? It is still like later in the afternoon, with all the vendors.
Kind of up to the group. Like Aoife's totally happy to just play with her new toys while the others explore for a bit. But if you guys also wanted to just get down to business, Aoife's also totally fine with that. She can play with the meteor hammer later.
Well, let me ask you, Jared. Have you made any fun festival games with us, or are you gonna have to bullshit something if I ask that I want to go find a fun festival game?
I mean, there are plenty of fun festival games. Do you want to win a monster fish? You can win a monster fish.
Fuck yeah, I do.
When you say monster fish,
Like a fish the size of you.
It's a 700
like an
pound
actual
catfish.
fish?
Yeah, like an actual fish.
Okay.
You can get you can get a toy fish if you want. There are stalls for that too. But if you want to play, the typical catch the goldfish situation, their goldfish are a little bigger. AKA they're not goldfish, they're huge fish.
Goldfish can get pretty big. They
They
just
can get
They
pretty big.
can
Yeah.
get big, but we're talking about people-sized fish here.
aren't given the
River monsters
Opportunity.
fish.
Yeah, river monster
Yeah.
fish. And it's mostly adults playing the river monster fish game. Of course.
Of course.
Because people who have drunk like a gallon of rice wine needed something to do. Besides, nurse a hangover in a dark hut somewhere.
Yeah. By the way, how strong is the rice wine? Saitari would definitely try some.
Let me see the alcohol proof.
Oh God. That's always a.
All right, so Sato is usually okay. It's not that bad. It's about 15%, but people drink this stuff by
Yeah.
like
I know some Chinese rice wines go pretty fucking hard, so that's why I asked.
and because Sato has like a short lifespan, so you see like the rice drink Sato is in like these earthen clay jars, and these jars are bigger than your head. And what you see some people do is they put a straw in the jar and they just drink.
Oh, so it's like putting a pineapple in a coconut,
Yeah,
or
kind.
what the fuck a straw? What the fuck? A straw in a coconut and just drinking out of that.
It's like soju rules where you're just
Yeah.
you don't have a little bit of soju. You drink soju.
You drink the
Yeah,
whole
like because when they give you soju, they give you a actually. Oh wait, I'm thinking of
Are you thinking of Mai Tai?
No. It's so there's soju, and you usually like when you order it, you get a whole bottle, but you drink it in a shot glass.
Mm-hmm.
But there's this milky rice wine. I think it's called makgeolli. And they give you like a wide, shallow dish that you drink it out of. Jack and I got kind of blasted. Not too bad, but we went to a Korean barbecue place in Baltimore, and
Yeah,
we got a bottle of that, and we also got 2 bottles of soju. So
yeah,
it was a fun night.
Soju will mess you up. There is also, if you wish to bet on or take place in, there is also water buffalo racing. It does include people riding water buffaloes, which are fast.
I mean, we know how much we won in those damn camel races, so.
So typically with the water buffalo racing is farmers will get on the buffaloes, ride along a small dirt track, and possibly fall off and break their necks. There's
like cow racing.
This is more of a rodeo type.
Exactly, pretty much.
Dimitri.
There's always several healing staff on the side because people get injured here, but they don't seem. It's always adults. They don't seem to give a fuck.
I would love to try to win a monster fish.
Okay. So first of all, San was like, how much are you guys willing to spend? Do you guys want to spend here?
What does that mean?
Well, I'm asked. So he brings out like a portable hole. Your money isn't good here. So
that makes sense.
I'll give you the just tell me how much you want. I'll exchange the coin 1-to-1, and then if there's leftover, I'll exchange it back with you guys. The coin, he takes out a coin. I need to check something.
Dimitri also really likes playing, like, in the wires. Super not concerning anything.
Do you guys remember a very, very long time ago, I had given you guys a coin?
What kind of coin? Was it a luck coin?
It was a coin that you couldn't decipher.
Oh. I think so.
I don't know which one of you would have it. I was thinking it was Rain, but I don't see it on her sheet.
Let me look at.
He probably
my sheet.
sold it.
I got a lot of shit on here, but I don't see.
No, I don't have it.
I don't have it.
I mean, if it was a long enough time ago, it could have been Bryn.
It could have
Like,
been
who
Bryn.
knows?
Anyways, if you had seen that coin, you do recognize the writing on that coin now, as he takes out how much do you guys want? Like 100 gold, maybe, or?
Yeah, sure. Let's go with 100. That's.
Do we want to wreck the economy of this village now?
I mean, listen. Anywhere adventurers go, they ruin the economy. So let's be real.
He hands you 100. You hand 100 back, so you have 100 gold. 100 gold of inculta currency. I'm not gonna do like any fucking exchange rate because I cannot do that shit right now. Or any time because I don't feel like it.
I mean, I don't blame you.
So you have 100 of inculta currency. The coinage looks design-wise, it looks very different from the rest of the world's currency that we could all benefit from. Anyways, so he does that, and he's like, whenever you guys want me to take you to Samsak, I'll be back at the villa. Enjoy yourselves. Port Tour is a pretty fun couple of days, especially if it's like your first time here.
I mean, yeah.
So if you want to win a monster fish, there is a vendor. She is currently sat next to a giant pond. And there is like a water lily bridge that goes to the center of the pond, but there are people along the water lily bridge who are currently like have fishing rods in the water. So the trick is, and you could do it or you could have somebody else do it, is to be able to balance yourself on the lily pad while wrangling a fish. Unless you want to win a stuffed fish, then you can go do one of the many other games. I don't know if you want a real fish or a stuffed fish. And that was not
Actually, well, I'm just thinking, like, what do you do with the giant fish? Do you eat it?
You can eat it, you could keep it as a pet. Most people eat it.
Okay. I would like to try to win both.
Okay.
I want a stuffed fish and a real fish.
Okay. All right.
And guessing by, or I should say, looking by what people are doing for this game, is it? Would I say, or would you say it's like acrobatics or something?
Yeah, it would be acrobatics.
Okay.
All right. So, yeah, and there are like probably at least 50% of the people are falling in the river. They're not they're not pulled under. They're just like they let go of their rods and they're just like, "All right, I've tapped out. I've lost my like 3 silver for today." As they swim back to shore. But they're having a good time. But yeah, if you wish to fish, you can cast a line. And you know, it wouldn't take long until, because most people are getting a bite within like the first 5 minutes of casting.
Mm-hmm. Where the fuck did my sheet go? Oh my god, did I close it? What did you want me to roll? I'm sorry.
So when you finally get a bite, I would like you to first roll acrobatics to see if you can balance yourself on a giant lily pad.
Sure.
Okay. So within the first...
God, I rolled low.
Within the first 3 minutes, there is several tugs on your line. As you look into the kind of darkish water, there is a flash of bright silver that like catches your eye as you feel the first tug of the rod. The lily pads here, unlike the ones you see in the YouTube videos where the idiots try to walk on them and they fall right through because it's a real lily pad.
Yeah.
That yours stays afloat. Apparently this lily pad is made out of stronger stuff. You are able to balance yourself on the pad as the fish starts to, you know, just pull at the line. Can you go ahead and give me an athletics check, or if you can think of any other creative way to maybe distract the fish or have it lapse in concentration for you to be able to pull this thing up.
Can I make a performance check?
How are you like acting in a way, or? What's up? Going on?
What did you originally ask me for?
I wanted
You
to
say
do an
athletics?
athletics check, but if you can think of
Okay.
another way of using any of your abilities, like performance, just tell me how you would use it to bring this fish. back.
Okay. Well, as you know, Zaitari is a natural born performer, and also has many instruments that she knows how to use, including some string instruments. So what I'm hoping to do is essentially use the line in a manner where it's kind of almost like I guess sending the vibrations down to the fish, so it's like, what the fuck is going on, kind of thing, to distract it, and also kind of like pulling at the line in very interesting ways.
Okay.
I'm not sure exactly how to describe it, other than weird fish dancing.
That's fine. I will accept this. Go ahead and roll a performance check.
As my gift showed, you're trying to do the perfect cast, right?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Exactly. Yes. Oh my god, I rolled low.
I mean, you're just it. So I mean, this is.
I mean, listen, I am arguing to roll for my strengths, but you know.
Yeah,
so,
that's
so low.
That's fine. It's not as smooth to your standards. It's not as smooth as you want, but you're able. It's a fish. It has an intelligence of 4. Unless you accidentally get an awakened fish, then we're all fucked.
Yeah.
You are able to dance the line. There is a momentary lapse of judgment on the fish's part when it, thinks the fight is over, but it's not over. And you slowly start to bring the fish on the lily pad. This thing is almost about the size of, a child. It's still a big fish. It looks like almost a silvery carp. Kind of like a goldfish, but not as pretty. But you have a giant fish on your lily pad.
Nice.
That is just looking at you like, what the fuck just happened? Well, it's just looking at you like blankly because it's a carp.
I'll just kind of like do a little cheer and then say, "Oh, what am I supposed to do with this? Do I just throw it back or?"
There is a tabaxi that says you could throw it back to get a toy, or this could be your prize. He says, flashes you a toothy grin.
Oh no, I want a bigger fish. Because you said it's like normal size.
Yeah, it's still the size of a child.
Okay, I'll take this fish.
Okay.
This will be a fine meal.
All right. There is an attendant who comes to help you bring the fish. If none of your compatriots are with you, they'll help you bring the fish. They offer, if you wish to have it for a meal, they will offer to bring it to a stall to have it descaled and prepared for you if you wish.
Can I describe to them where the villa is, and can they have it prepared like essentially however they see fit for, this particular fish for, I don't know, dinner tonight?
Yeah, they'll nod and give you a thumbs up. It's like, yep, that's no problem.
I'll give I'm gonna wait. Where was San, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna wave San over, and I'm gonna quickly. What's how much? I'd like to thank the person who's going to make the meal with a payment, but what's appropriate?
Oh, it's like maybe 2-3 silver.
Okay. Then I will hand 4 silver.
Okay. All right. They'll give you a thumbs up, and then they'll haul it back to a stall where you see a essentially it's a what do you call those?
I have a congregation of cats trying to get at a ball they knocked under something.
an orca person, like just like kind of like gives you a thumbs up and then starts like doing his thing with the fish, like hacking,
Nice.
descaling, gutting, that kind of thing. But yeah, there's somebody who like shoves a bottle in your hand, an unopened bottle in your hand, like kind of like a congratulations type of deal. It's alcohol.
I'll take it and take a big swig.
All right. It is pretty strong. We're talking. This one's probably like 25%. But it's there's still like a floral quality to it, like kind of like a plum quality to this one.
Did you knock it into the guys? Fuck.
Are you having
wait,
cat
no.
trouble?
No, they're just like there they are. I thought they knocked the ball under the shelves again, but they didn't. They're just kind of staring at me like there's going to be more toys that appear.
What were you gonna say, Ro? Yeah, Tilda.
I was gonna ask, Jared. You said the fish is like a carp or something.
Yep.
Is it a magic carp?
No.
It wasn't gold, so
It was a silvery carp. It's not a magic carp. You could eat the. Hey, magic carp, as they say, are only skin and bones. This has meat. It's made for eating.
That's it. That's all I wanted to say.
Now, if it was painted gold, then yes, it would be a magic carp. Because, obviously, it's not a scam. It will evolve into a Gyarados.
Whoa, shiny magic carp is obviously gold.
No, regular magic carp is.
It's orange.
They're orange. They're like goldfish color.
Yeah, see? Goldfish.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but like the one episode James bought gold painted Magikarp from a stall seller, so that's just what I was thinking of.
Anyway.
Sorry, I had to go grab the dry food from Ketchup. He got his customary 5 kibbles. God damn. Anyways,
Aoife, I'm surprised you don't want to do the kickboxing tournament thing.
I kind of just want to take all this in. I don't know when I'll be back after we're done with the old one thing, and I just want to, absorb it all.
Well, what better way to absorb it than getting kicked in the face?
Not really in the mood for kickboxing right now.
Okay.
I just got cool new stuff. I don't want to get it dirty.
Very true.
Fair. There are still a variety of things that are happening. Rain.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
You are you're just walking probably with your friends by the stalls.
Yep, taking it all in.
Yep, just taking it all in. There are like a million kids running around. And
my perception is 25.
And there are a variety of vendors selling toys and jewelry and things of all shapes and sizes. When you spot a vendor and they are selling a variety of beautifully carved animals. And there are couple dragons, couple frogs. There is a bear among them. And other varieties. He has pretty much every animal you could ask for at this stall. And he catches your eye. He says something in the local dialect that you kind of miss. And he holds up like a shark in your direction for like your inspection.
I go over and seeing the shark especially.
And like he shows it to you, and then he twists the tail, and like it opens up into a compartment.
Is there anything in the compartment? Or
No,
is it
there's
just
nothing in
kinda
the
show-
compartment, but he's kind of like show you if you twist the tail this way, it opens up into like a secret compartment, and then like if you turn it back, it looks like a solid wooden shark again.
So, like, Rain has been thinking of, if I took everything out of the portable hole, filled it with water, would it keep the giant fish alive? If we want it. No. And then, like, nah. And then she gets distracted by this, gets pulled over by this gentleman selling the shark. And like, what's the carved out of wood?
Yep, it's
Or-
carved out of wood. It is yeah, it's just carved out like a dark just a deep dark red wood.
Oh, and like kind of like what's approximate size we're talking about?
Toxic size, it's about the size of a pint glass.
Okay. This is beautiful. How much?
Kind of like sensing you're asking your price, he holds up eight. He points out like eight copper, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What made you think? As I kind of start to get the money out, what made you think the shark would catch my eye?
He doesn't quite understand what you're saying, and so he kind of got shrugs.
Mm-hmm. I'll point to the dragon and the frog, and also get those.
Okay. So he'll just be like 2 silver even then if you're getting the other 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think this is better than actually having to bring back that giant carp. I'll just kind of play around with the examining the shark one as I kind of glance toward where the water buffalo races are going on.
Oh yeah, it's it looks like one race just ended. It was just major chaos. There are several farmers in the mud right now, and like there are several healers that have and volunteers that have come onto the field, lift them out of the way, and they look like they're in the process of being tended to for their injuries. But yeah, it's pretty rambunctious. It looks like probably half the people in the stands are like pretty drunk at this point. Just like, yelling, cheering, having instead of beef jerky, they have like dried flattened squid snacks, as is customary here.
Yeah, Squid Jim.
Yeah, so squid jerky as we have it down by the coast. Or you can get the they also have what is popcorn. Well, it's popcorn shrimp, but it's crustaceans you find in the sand that are like battered and deep fried with a little bit of cracked pepper on top.
And let's be honest, it really doesn't matter what's in the middle of all that breading, right?
They're easier to get to shrimp than
Mm.
you just go to the beach, get some sand. Hopefully, there's a colony under there. But yeah, so yeah, it looks like
So basically, like crabs.
yeah, they're not crabs, but they are a type of crustacean.
Okay.
Yeah. One maybe it's kind of like mini crabs, but not really. They don't got the claws. Okay. Tilda, is there anything you are interested in doing?
Oh, I'm gonna race a water buffalo.
All right. Yeah, there are more than like you are more than like if you want to go race water buffalo, like there was a woman there who will be like yeah, we apparently they have several openings now. If you wish to race.
Absolutely.
And you have your choice of one of the three one of the three water buffalo that are open currently.
Yes, I.
All look equally as menacing and have just as large horns as one of the others.
Yes, I take the one with the largest horns, the sharpest, most dagger-like horns.
Okay.
That was just me evaluating him, but I decided to just go with the most dangerous-looking one.
Okay.
Sure, that'll go well.
Okay. So of the three, this is the one that's picked out. He looks so nice. You said the one with the most dangerous horns. That's the one
Yep.
with the most dangerous horns. The other ones are a little bit on the lower side and not as pointed. Alright, so you're getting ready for that. Tilda, was there anything you wanted to do? Or did you want to witness the destruction of your compatriot?
She's going through her spell list and figuring out what can I. Enrage water buffalo. Where the fuck is that spell?
No. Well, like I said, Tilda wanted to get one of the rice cake, turtle-y, like, rice cake things. And you said that mostly they were used for offerings, but other people are eating them, right?
Yeah,
oh my gosh,
yeah,
that's
everybody has to
adorable.
try at least one before, and then they'll just because there are bakeries during this time. All they do is produce these turtle cakes because people offer so many of them up. Also, like you'll get like ones that are, for example, this big
Oh no.
in comparison.
Yeah, I don't want the ginormous ones. I just want a little teeny tiny one.
Yeah, the ones that I showed you initially. Most of them say good luck, good fortune on them, and they're red to symbolize like good luck as well. Which is it's not strange because in China, red's good luck. In Thailand, red usually means power. So maybe they melt the two at some point. So yeah, you are able to buy one. It's like 5 copper for like one that's smaller, a little smaller than your hand. It is.
Okay.
It is.
I will.
Sticky rice good sweetness.
Looking around and also kind of feeling the texture of them myself, how do I think they'll travel? For instance, if I wanted to purchase one for Theo and one for Trixie, do I think they would last until I finally see my husband and child again?
If you are able to put it in a space that doesn't get a lot of air, you do see they wrap some of these up for you. So if you request them to be wrapped up, they will do so. You think they might be a little stale, but maybe if you heat up them in the oven like you do with like a stale donut for like a few seconds, they should be okay.
I think I'll just have it for myself
Okay.
and hope that maybe we might be able to come back here with some people someday.
Okay.
Also, I would like to kind of keep an eye out for any presence of Pelor
Okay.
in any capacity, even if it's not necessarily, obvious or what I'm expecting. Like, just, I want to look for sun symbols or
All right.
um
So that's very interesting that you've mentioned that.
mhm,
So during your entire time here, just like hanging
mhm.
amongst the people, talking to our hit, hanging around Bai Bui, Pa Bui, you have not seen one mention of the gods, any mention of churches, or any religious buildings or statues that are related
Other
to
than the
any god at all.
Okay, other than the temples that were mentioned that were monasteries, basically.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Interesting. Um. Now, I just want to be really clear here. Not a, they don't have any mentions of the gods as I know them.
No, just no gods.
Right. Okay. That's kind of what I was getting at. Yeah, it was like there's nothing. There's not even like a sun symbol, and they're like, ah, yes, Ra, the
Nope.
sun god,
Yeah,
and I'm like,
that's correct.
okay. Alrighty. Interesting.
Um, but like as for there's like tons of like toys and trinkets if you wish to like get something for Trixie. There's also clothing. The typical like for um for girls, the typical like Chinese style dress is what they wear, and they have them in all sorts, all sizes.
Sure.
Yeah, because of the Zonghao, which is the China equivalent, is the where the people have immigrated from.
Right.
Also, there's like
And this, what is this festival for again? Where did
hunger for it's translated loosely as the festival of hungry ghosts. So they give offerings to the
Right.
ancestors, and the
That's right.
wandering spirits who don't have any relatives that to give them offerings to make them more comfortable.
It's
In
awfully charming sentiment.
in particular, it's the one night that spirits are allowed to go back home
Right.
to wander.
Or like the Day of the Dead in Mexico.
Very similar, yes.
Yeah.
But in particular, it's to the appease. It's mostly for those who don't have any relatives that have passed on.
Could I make an offering to this person has family, but I'd like to make an offering to my father's sister, who I'm named after,
Mm-hmm.
Matilda. She was eaten by an owl bear.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. There are, like I said, you could offer turtles, candles. Usually, it looks like typically anything of red color seems to be very acceptable. The money's not red in color, but it's also fake. You could
right.
offer that as well. There are like plenty of stalls that sells like these items for like everything that's less than like a few coppers. Cause
I think I'd buy a turtle
okay.
and sort of ask around like how do I offer this to a dead relative?
Ah, um, yeah, they just tell you, you just leave it on like one of the alt like they point out to a building nearby. So there's a building nearby where there is a very large table with all the offerings that are put on it. And they're like kind of like statues of like different spirits that are found in the area. Um According to our Heat's advice to what they wish to look like. And all you do is just place the item on the table, offer a prayer to whoever you wish this to be offered to, and that's about it. It's pretty simple.
Okay. I'll just say something, like something kind of like along the lines of, something sweet for you, Aunt Matilda. Um, and just leave it wherever. Do the spirits, the statue spirits here, do any of them look like they might even potentially have some connection to the gods at all?
Roll a religion check for me.
Okie dokie. Decent at those. Hey.
It doesn't
22.
appear. It doesn't appear so.
Hmm.
A lot of them are shaped like animals.
Sure.
Some are like tree or wood people. Some don't have like some look like very androgynous in nature.
Mm-hmm.
Like kind of just like a visage of a humanoid of some sort, but no distinct features. Yeah, nothing that seems to resemble any god.
I kind of, as I'm walking around, sort of, it to an outsider, it might look like I'm just kind of fixing my hair a little bit, like smoothing out a stray hair or something. I'm actually kind of touching the shards of dawn
Mm-hmm.
that I wear uh, in my hair now. And I say, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing here, Pelorda, in terms of bringing these people out of their oh my god, I just had the word and it's gone. Their self-imposed exile.
Um,
If you or your lovely wife could give me a sign of some sort, that would be very welcome.
and suddenly lightning strikes fire. No. No. There's no fire. um. Okay.
Tilda's not expecting anything in the immediate, uh, but she is sort of like, hey, later when I sleep, maybe I'll have a dream or something,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So yeah, she'll probably buy a toy for Trixie as well. Maybe a few. Maybe grab a couple for both Trixie and for Shattuck.
Okay. Sounds
Mm.
good. So there's a bunch of wood carvings. There are a couple dolls. That are.
Oh, and I'd absolutely grab an outfit. too
Oh.
for Trixie.
Okay. Yeah.
110%.
No. That is no problem. Yeah, they have plenty of toddler-sized.
Yeah.
They'll
I'm grabbing a red, I'm grabbing a blue, and I'm grabbing a purple.
Yeah. It's hold on.
So between the two turtles, so that's 1 silver. I'll say I give 2 silver to the person who made the turtles, because I'll say the extra silver is for the information of like telling me how to partake in this festival.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it. There we go. How much would the outfits? Obviously, I'd be going a little bit bigger than what she is right now,
Of
because,
course.
you know, A, you want something for them to go into. B, you know, I don't know what size she's going to be when I get back, you know, when I next see her, so.
Outfits, turtles. I'd say like 7 silver at most is what you're paying for.
Okay. And also toys.
I'll probably bring it to like 9.
I will. So you're saying all told,
Yeah.
including the turtles?
Yeah, because
That would be
everything's relatively cheap because this is mostly commoners like celebrating this festival.
Right. That's fine. I'm just trying to figure out. I'll take 1 gold off of my gold
Okay.
and have it spread somehow between everybody. The extra, you know, let's call it a tip.
Okay, sounds good. All right, the vendors will graciously accept that. I will get back to your question, Mallory, in a moment about the materials. Rain, you are participating in the water buffalo race.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what happens is the track is very small, so you guys will have to make a few completions of the very small circular route. So of course this is kind of like a rodeo style. These things are not trained. These things don't want a rider.
No, they don't.
These things want to throw you off and probably have its friends trample you.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you
Ideal.
understand the risks,
Yep.
as explained to you by a lady who kind of like points out the different injuries you can sustain and makes sure that you are not drunk when asking to do this. You know, kind of like saying, "All right, you're not drunk." You are pointed to your.
I'm not drunk.
Oh no. You are definitely not drunk. You are pointed to a stall which she will instruct you to, you know, when the horn sounds, they'll release the buffalo from their stalls. They will start to run out. And pretty much you are holding on for dear life as long as you can. And if you reach the end and you're first, you win.
Pretty simple.
Okay, great. So she will, you know, tell the person with the horn, you know, everybody's in place and ready. I assume you go to your stall, kind of wait for the signal. There is a man with a hollow buffalo horn that blows into it. There is a I know it sounds like something else, but work with me. And as soon as that happens, you see your fellow riders like immediately jump onto their water buffaloes, and the metallic doors snap open with like a loud clang. And you are off. Go ahead, and first of all, I need you to give me acrobatics for balance.
Okay.
And then we'll go from there. All right. So immediately, there's 5 of you. Once the 5 of you come out of the gate, there is a man who like didn't have the best grip. And he is immediately thrown back into the stall as the water buffalo sprints forward. His back hitting the back of the metallic stall with a clang, and in the distance you already see like there is a bald man in a orange robe, like already like attending to him, like just putting his fingers in front of his face and kind of like asking him, all right, how many fingers am I holding up? And you see the guy like hold back like one. The healer's already like, all right, come on, let's go. You have a concussion. Halfway through the track, I need you to make a.
If only that guy had more hair.
If only he had more hair. Please make a strength saving throw, as he is using his like weight.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be good.
To like try to throw you off at this point.
All right. So this is probably gonna end up being lucky, but we'll see. That's pretty good. 14.
Okay, that's nice. You are completing the first round as another one of your compatriots is thrown clear into the stands, into several people. Immediately there's like several volunteers who go into the stands. There is already a guy that is sitting like in the front row of the stands who looks like to be like your designated water buffalo handler. Already has a rope behind the buffalo, kind of like using like his pure strength to like drag him off the track in order for you guys to do your second complete rotation. There's 3 of you left, including yourself, at this point, as you complete your first rotation. Tell me, and if you can at this point, what would you like to do in order not to be thrown off?
Not to be thrown off. Okay.
You can, and if you give me like a decent explanation of what skill you want to use.
How many times do we have to go around this track?
You have 2 more times.
2 more times. Let's see. And I assume this is a riding bareback situation,
Yeah.
right?
There is no rope. There is no saddle. As if this thing would let somebody put a saddle on it.
Right. Let's see. Anything in part take you? No, I'm just I think I am just trying to. Honestly, it's probably going to be animal handling. Just trying to get a sense of when he's fucking just kind of paying attention and trying to hold on. To anticipate how he's going to throw me rather than just trying to like strength through it or surf through it. Just
Okay, so am I hearing?
trying to read the mood of the animal.
Am I hearing? So I would give you either you can give me a insight check on trying to gauge what this animal is going to do next, or you can give me an animal handling check to maneuver in anticipation of what he's going to do. He or she's going to do. You don't know if it's male or female.
I've had. And maybe if I fall off, I might find out. And we'll do animal handling because I've had to handle a lot of animals recently in the last year or so. This is no cheese and quackers, but 22.
All right, 22 is pretty good. All right, so let me roll. Okay. You are rounding the second rotation of the track as you take a glance at this animal who is frustrated and angry and doesn't want to be here at this moment. Looks like it's gonna buck again. So you are kind of bracing yourself for that. And you successfully hold on as it slows its speed momentarily to try to buck you off. But you're able to hold on. Meanwhile, one of the 3 participants in this endeavor is currently flying off into the mud. Kind of just lays there as the wranglers get this riderless water buffalo off the track, and now there are 2 of you remaining. As you look to the other rider, it looks like this rider is a little more experienced. He doesn't look like the other riders that look like they're just a farmer who is just like, fuck it, let me try and get some glory for tonight. This guy looks like he knows what he's doing. And at this moment, I would like you to make an insight check for me. Not on your buffalo, but on him.
Okay. Let's see if we can do a little bit better. I'll roll it again with lucky. Yeah, 19 it is.
19's enough. He looks like he is going... So... He looks like he has better control of this water buffalo than you expect of somebody who is riding just like a regular packed, regular farm animal. You're expecting there might be some magical shenanigans at play because he looks like he has a little bit of control over it, and he's kind of shifting with the animal in your direction.
So this water buffalo is you want to get the fuck out of here? Me too. And I will try to deceptively hide my casting of haste onto the water buffalo.
Okay.
Just get away.
All right. Go ahead and do so. Do you want to? Are you using a sleight of hand to try to?
So I'm casting it out of the ring of spell storing, and haste has verbal somatic material. But I think if it's coming out of the ring, you probably don't have to do all of the bullshit. Maybe some of it. But I imagine it's not quite as.
I always thought
the person that cast it already put it in there. They already did all that.
Yeah, I always
and
thought as the ring of spell storing, once it's in there, you just have to let it out.
Yeah.
If the rest of you agree with me, you just have to let it out and it just takes hold.
Makes sense to me.
Because all the casting, as I do air quotes because nobody can fucking see me, all the casting has been done and components to put into the spell has been done beforehand, so it's just there. That's what I always read it as. If that's the case, then, and I assume activating the ring spell storing is that just a thought from what I've...
It's an action.
It's an action. All right, so you might have to just rub it on your hand or something. Go ahead and try to hide that for me. All right. Cool.
20.
There's several people off to the side. All right. So as the opposing water buffalo and Rayang
Or
are.
would that be more of a sleight of hand?
I would say sleight of hand because I think you have to like maybe physically touch it or rub it or kind of use a little bit of your concentration to activate it. That's what I've always thought.
Okay, it would be a 24 then.
Okay, fair enough. So the guy is coming towards you, like kind of like doing like the somehow side speed stepping in your direction as he is neck and neck with you. Your buffalo just guns it, and everybody's just like, "Holy shit, what is happening around here?" So there's a lot of cheering, a lot of and the dude that just like tried to like essentially ram you over. It's just like, what the fuck? As you complete in record time your third rotation, and you win. Let's see if that guy was able to stay. Yeah, the other guy was able to stay on his water buffalo, but he was not. He was not going as fast, obviously. There are two people who are able to like kind of like halt the water buffalo, and kind of like allow you to get off without being thrown off, and two other people come out from the stands to grab your opponent's water buffalo. Congratulations. You have won 10 gold for the evening.
Woo.
For your troubles. And I mean, do you are also offered a water buffalo calf? I don't know what you're gonna do with that.
I can't keep it in the.
You if you want you can take it. If you want you can donate it to a local
Actually, could
family.
I donate it?
Yeah,
Yes.
they understand.
Just
like,
the calf, not the entire leg, though.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, there are a pair of calves that are no. All right. Yeah, if you just say, "Oh, just give it to somebody else," they're like, they'll like nod in understanding because, by all intents and purposes, you do not look like a farmer.
No.
Yep. So they understand.
Yep,
Okay,
yep.
you probably can't bring this with you. They'll donate it to a family that needs it. But yeah, that was a bolt of adrenaline. You are very muddy. You're covered in fur, and there is a lot of mud on you from like the splatter.
I
of
used
the
to
mud.
wear that Garista armor, so kind of used to it at this point.
Okay. Yep. Zaitari, as for materials that you can find, weapons that you can find that are just common here,
If it's something that would, like, if I ask San about it, if it's something that would be better to find where we're going next, then I'll wait for that. But I wasn't sure if there was anything that caught my eye.
Not at the festival proper. Sam does mention that each region in the country, you could probably find some unique fabrics here.
Mm-hmm.
If you want, because each region has like different patterns of fabric. In particular, the type of silk is very different from the ones that you are used to. It's a little thicker. It's not as thin. Or flimsy. Kind of says that like as a like afterthought. It's like you're Pandarian silk is okay, but the ones around here are a little tougher. It can stand a lot more abuse. But you could also find it in the city. But yeah, there are like also this region, a lot of like mother of pearl like materials would probably be good for like decoration. They do have like Sam does say, they do have firearms. Not in this, probably not in the village proper, but probably if you're looking for like different firearms than what you're used to, for your friend, then the city is the way to go.
Okay.
You're not gonna find whatever, like the ones you rarely find in Pondera Prime, I will say, are not what you're gonna find here.
I will 100% buy my ass some fine silks, though.
Okay. Oh yeah. Let's see. So if you're looking for silk, like 1 square yard of silk is probably gonna cost you like 10 gold pieces, because it is 1 square yard of silk.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a decent amount for what you want.
Mm-hmm.
And they
I'm
have
gonna
a-
get a couple colors, enough to make, like, honestly, a couple different dresses. And
Okay.
probably something for Tegan, too. So,
Okay. Fair. Oh yeah, they have like, there is like a stall, like there are a couple stalls that sell a bunch of couple silks. If you want to haggle, because back in the
No.
old country,
well,
people
yeah, it's
love
probably...
to fucking haggle. Jesus
I was gonna say, it's
Christ.
more of a thing than it is that we just force upon. Yeah. Yeah, so I'll do some haggling.
Okay.
Um,
Just roll me a persuasion check.
sure.
That's not fair.
I was gonna...
I rolled a 1.
Oh, no! I was gonna get, at least probably 60 gold pieces worth of fabric.
All right.
So,
because
whatever that would get, you know,
he'll
haggled
he'll
down
cut
to.
you a deal for 50 then if you're buying 60 gold pieces worth.
Cool.
All
I'll
right.
take it. I'm sure there's some back and forth and all that stuff, and
Yeah.
Saitari feels very accomplished.
Yeah. Zaitari knows how to work somebody for haggling at this point, so
Mhm.
like it's not a big deal. Even if their primary language is not one you speak, there's a lot of hand
Nope.
waving.
Nope. I'm sure I roped San into helping me out.
That's
you
what I
know.
did with my cousins. I made them do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Eva, where are you during all this? I know people are buying stuff.
Stop fucking with the wires.
Honestly, Aoife feels super weird about participating in the festival. One, as an outsider, when outsiders are very rarely let in, and two, with what she knows is happening and the stuff that she's been developing, in terms of like old one dealing with stuff. So she's gonna do a little bit of like just like on her own off to the side so she can watch everything. Some maintenance on the meteor hammer, take care of weapons and polish it up real nice. But she's mostly just going to be sitting and observing. She's not going to be doing much.
Okay. Bird friend is kind of like sitting on your hat, kind of just looking at everything too. There is somebody who catches your eye. He doesn't look like he looks like he's comfortable where he is, but he doesn't look like the other individuals in the village. He is a half-elven man with a pretty like darkish like tan skin. Looks like he's been in the sun a lot. Not that everybody else here doesn't look like they haven't been in the sun a lot. They have been in the sun a lot. But this guy is because wires are fun. Obviously. He is shirtless. And the first thing you, where did I close it? Of course I fucking did. No, I just right here. There is some weird enough for this climate. There is like some what looks like to be some fur trim on his pants. Oh.
Matri! Stop it! Stop it!
You can't just throw the mouse and he goes like, "Yay!"
No, that's Odin. He plays fetch. Now he just came over of his own free will to fuck with the, cable connection.
Mm-hmm. Oh, if we
Now,
see you gone.
now I'm fucking with the mouse to distract.
See, this is why I have like one of those like cat toy stringy thingies next to my computer for temporary distractions.
Yeah, so do I. I got two, but it doesn't work all the time.
Yeah.
So depends on what they're feeling like. Anyway, sorry, cat distraction.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god. Yeah, so it's a guy. He's wearing pants. He's shirtless. He also has white hair. Half elven. Has some like fur trim to his clothing. And he has a couple facial tattoos. He has a couple on his arm. And he begins talking to San. It seems like they know each other pretty well, and it looks like they strike up a conversation.
Do I recognize him from the tournament?
No, you don't.
Does he seem to be speaking the local dialect?
He seems to be speaking the local dialect. It seems like it's the accent is a little off. Like he's a foreigner that speaks the local dialect but isn't originally from here. So there's like little sort of nuances when he speaks. And it looks like San knows him. Like they seem to be pretty friendly.
Does San seem like comfortable around him?
Yeah, he seems very comfortable around him. So they begin talking. He kind of like points over to you guys, and he explains, just showing the folks from Pandera proper around for a little bit before going to the city, and the person nods, and he asks, are you around later tonight? And Sound's like, yeah, I am. And it's like, all right, I'll see you then. And he just kind of like gives San like a clap on the shoulder and just like walks off. Looks like one of them's about to start some trouble. Why are you in box? Why are you not here playing with me?
Oh, yeah. Odin is still up there, so... He just noticed him and he was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, having 3 cats is a bear of laughs.
I mean, they get along really well, so I think it's fine, but
I'm not going to do anything with that gentleman. I'm just going to note his interaction with San and kind of keep a distance. I don't want to interrupt or intrude on anything that's potentially just private, since introductions weren't made.
Mm-hmm. Is there anybody else doing anything for the rest of the night besides possibly getting concussions on water buffalo, buying silk and stuff, buying toys and stuff, practicing with the hammer and stuff?
Might there be interesting herbs, flowers, ingredients that could be useful in potion making that we might not have common availability back home that I could buy?
Mm-hmm. Let me get the list.
That is an excellent line of shopping there. A
You
person
said
who hates shopping.
I heard you say you were looking to get materials, and that triggered. It triggered me.
Yeah. Huh?
Yeah, I like that
Ears perk
triggered.
up. What's happening?
All right.
Why? Ow. I'm gonna have to get like a plastic enclosure for the fucking wire tangle.
Oh yeah, Romeo likes to chew on wires too. There's some TV wire that I don't use this TV in
Stop,
here,
stop,
so
stop
it's okay. He chewed it, but he was trying to chew my headphones earlier today.
Oh, nice, nice.
And it's a little worse when a 70-pound dog does it.
Yeah, just a little.
You have a less leeway,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
How many licks does it take to get the center of an electronic device?
If-
One.
0.
So if you go to the Thai, Thai, it's Thailand. It's fucking Thailand. If you go to,
I think that's pretty clear,
I
but
know.
you know.
I know. It's just like it's China.
What? What?
Whoa.
If you go,
Mind-
Oh my god!
if you go to the medicinal shop,
You've only
um,
told us that a bazillion times.
there are several things you can get. Most of the stuff they carry here is for common cold type stuff. If
Yeah, I
you-
imagine like most of it's the same kind of like low level stuff we have, but there might be a few
Yeah,
interesting. or
but
odd
it's
ingredients.
like but it's different things. Like for example, they do sell if you don't feel like picking your own, they do sell mango leaves. And the medicinal healer will say it's good for a bunch of things like if you have a fever, if you have high blood pressure, that kind of thing, urinary tract infections. There's also, where is it? I don't need it. He shows you a plant that kind of looks like an elongated Christmas tree. Like, you know what a Christmas cactus looks like? Let me just give you the picture of what it looks like.
Okay, I can Google
Yeah.
Christmas. Okay.
This. So it shows you that. Good for accelerated healing in fractures. That's a common in their healing potions in the region. He explains that's what they use here for their main staple ingredient. As I look at the cat picture.
Sending a couple.
Yeah, I'm looking right now. Sorry. I got
Important. These are important things. You should.
Hades is doing big chomping on the stick part. He gets like fluffier every day.
Don't move it. I need to chomp.
Yeah.
While you move, I can't chomp.
I have to entertain 2 cats at the same time.
Yeah. Pet Sankart is the one I showed you the picture of. It is the main component for our healing potions. He says we also have this thing that is good for it essentially helps with the healings of certain poisons you'll find in the region. Black Byong Dali. I hate these names. Why can't you just call it one word? Oh, everything has to be like multiple words. If you're looking for he has a variety of mushrooms that you can buy, a variety of different colors. Depends on what you're really looking for. Like, are you looking for things to increase vitality? Are you looking to increase healing, cure poison, make your eyesight better?
So it says cure poisons that are local to the area. That might be something good to have along
Okay.
right now. I don't know if I ever come back here. And then any, like you said, to increase vitality, to improve anything to improve physical function. I think we're doing probably okay on like just plain healing, but things to, performance enhancers. Let's be honest.
Okay. Then he will recommend that he will recommend that for local poisons. It's poisons. It's the one the picture I just linked. And then for like vitality type stuff, he will actually give you a few pieces of the local so in your neck of the woods it's turmeric. In this neck of the woods is super turmeric, essentially. It is used for like a lot of treatments and increases. It just helps with a lot of variety of things that could help with the vitality part. He uses it, he explains, as a like enhancer for a lot of his potions. So I'll just he's not sure what it will do since you're from out of country. He's not sure what it would do with your type of potions. But if you want to experiment,
I'm gonna be like, I'll take as much as you feel comfortable selling to someone who's going to be taking it out of the community, so to speak. I don't want to, clean them out completely, but
yeah. He says like the stuff he has on hand is in dried form, so he's not really worried about like you fucking up everything when you take it out of the country. If he was giving you seeds, that would be a little more like no.
I mean, like, I didn't want to take like everything he has, like other people have any shit, to buy.
He will give you half. He will give you 8 ounces of the puck, and he will give you 8 ounces of the chromine. And he will say, all of that together will be about 5 gold. Because he pretty much grows this shit.
Alright, I just pay that enough. 5 gold.
Alright, sounds good. Were there any... He does have a couple potions you guys might be interested in. I will, put them in the chat. And if there's any you want to buy, then he is more than willing to barter. And bargain. So, consumables, here we go.
Hello?
Yes?
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Oh, was there a cable that was knocked out?
No, I was just making sure everything was fine.
No, that's fine. Yeah, I'm just about to clip some things in chat.
Is that Hades or Dimitri?
He does have 2 eyes, so it is Hades.
Okay. It's difficult to tell.
I know, it is a little
Okay.
dark.
Like, I could see one eye, and
Mhm.
that's it. So,
Yeah. The
you
easiest way to
give him
tell the
HP?
difference between the two of them is, like, when you can't really see their face super well, is Dimitri's, like, he has more of like a mane and a grayer chest. But yeah, I cuddled Hades for you.
Oh,
So.
thank you. That second
Dimitri is
or
now
that
getting
last
kept.
video. In the last video, I was like, he stepped right into your lap. Go, go. But also, I don't want you to be like your arm to be ripped to shreds by tiny kitten
Oh,
claws.
yeah.
You know.
Can you roll me a d10, please?
Sure.
This is gonna determine what he actually has in stock for you. 3. Alright, so let me take a look. So he's like, I am a little low, but this if you're going further into the city, they might have more of these. He
Dimitri.
is going to say, would anybody that you're traveling with be interested in this?
I'll just pass. Nah, no one.
No? Alright. They might have a couple more things in town, in the city proper. I don't make them too often, so because there's not much of a demand for things like this here.
Give it to
Useless
me.
spell. No, guess I have someone that could definitely make use of this. I will purchase it.
Okay. This it's a little more, it's a little heftier. This one will be 75 gold because it's 2 uses.
70 gold, you said? No problem.
No, 75.
Sorry, my year this year said 70.
75.
All right.
You just be like Caleb and count it out 1, 2.
6. No, I gotta start over.
1.
All right. 75.
I will put this in as a handout then. For you to keep track of, because I ain't keeping track of this.
I think I need to get them like a bigger platform for using as a bed.
Alright, I'm just gonna give it in all your journals. Go. It's at the top.
Sorry, forgot I was muted. Mallory, I'm sure your cats would not say no to a bigger platform.
No, probably not.
You could even keep the smaller one.
You could just stalk like next door neighbor and like Facebook Marketplace and see if you can find anything by giving away a free cat tower, because that's how I found mine.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about doing. Right now, Odin is in one, Dimitri is in one, and Hades has not moved from loafing on top of the couch, so I think it's sleep time. They've had their playtime, and now it is sleep time.
Yep, that's how it goes.
The sleepiest of times. Okay. Anybody else doing anything?
I think I'm good.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Did you guys want to see some suck tonight or in the morning or
Who is it?
he is the leader here at the Temple of Way of Mercy.
We could see him tonight. Invite him over to enjoy the child-size carp dinner.
Yeah, I mean, how are you going to cook that?
Hey, they're cooking it for
Paid
me.
somebody to
Oh,
I
okay.
paid somebody to cook it for me.
Oh,
Jeez.
right. So I already okay. I have an idea of how that's going to be done. If you want to invite him over, Sun will like very happily volunteer to go grab him, for that. The way your fish is, your fish is prepared several ways because it's a giant fish.
Yeah.
The first, there's some rice that's made, for like a side. It's not sides of meal in this goddamn.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
like, technically the rice is the meal, you
Yeah.
know. Everything else is a side dish now.
Okay, so it's made out of several ways. First of all, it is steamed with scallion, ginger, and wood ear mushrooms. So there is a fish broth, and it sits on top of the fish broth where it was steamed. There is a fish sour curry that's made with it. That has like daikon radish and bamboo shoots. There is a sweet and sour fish soup made from it that also has, besides fish, some oyster and more aromatic herbs. There are pieces that have been deep fried, as customary with any fish. And it's a lot of fish. You guys have a lot of fish. Everything is fish except the rice.
Fish.
There's a lot of food on the table.
Mm-hmm.
About 20 minutes after San has gone out, he comes back with a individual. He is bald, so please don't hit him over the head with anything. He is wearing. He looks, Rain. He looks kind of similar to one of the attendants who was helping out with like the heels during the water buffalo race. Like the orange robe he wears, it's kind of like long it looks like it's one long piece of fabric that has been wrapped around him, so there's like one shoulder exposed. San says this is Lung Samsak. He is the Temple of Mercy, the head of the Temple of Mercy here in town. He puts his hands together and like bows a bit, and he says in a very like a gentle, calm, low voice. It's a pleasure to meet all of you. As San says, I am the head of the Temple of Mercy here, and I believe he mentioned that you had some questions pertaining to, and if the meteor hammer is out, he like gestures towards the meteor hammer.
Yeah, it's really nice to meet you, first of all. Thank you for coming over and speaking with us. we just arrived today, and this was given to me, and I was instructed to come to you for more information.
He will nod, and everybody like sits and sits in for the meal, and he says, so as I was informed by Sun, as you I came over, the item in your possession, it's called the worm hammer, and it was in the past Tamar's relic. Currently it sits inert because, well, her benevolence is no longer with us in the living. However, there are still pieces of her that still exist. I was speaking with Pop Boy, who doesn't really enjoy to speak theory very much. She is more of the do than the ideas. But I have a theory that if you are able to find a piece of Tamara, that might reinvigorate the hammer.
When you're talking a piece of her, are you like a reliquary piece or something a little bit more abstract?
I'm speaking of when gods separate, they leave them behind what's called a divine spark. If you can find one of those, or if you can find multiple of them, that might be able to reinvigorate the hammer because it's now connected to part of her.
Well, we sort of found one.
Oh, that's amazing. It's very
Now-
rare people would even find one in their lifetime.
Now, I can't remember. Did we give it back to Angel Child?
You kind of gave it
Okay.
back to Roke.
Okay, that's what I thought. Unfortunately, we don't have it because we essentially gave it back to the child of Tamara for safekeeping.
I see.
I don't know if it's possible to get back. We could, I don't know, pray, I guess? Ask really nicely? Send good vibes out into the ether?
It's a possibility.
We
I-
could ask if
I
we
mean,
can-
I don't. He kind of pauses as he looks at around at the hammer again. Can I see that for a moment?
Yeah, of course, and
Alright.
I'll just hand it over
Alright.
immediately.
He looks at it. That's odd. I know Pop Boy takes care of Pop Boy always takes care of her weapons and items very well. So and after I had, given the worm hammer to her to analyze, she cleaned it up very well.
Are you implying that our compatriot Aoife here has somehow done damage to your media?
No, not at all. Quite the opposite, actually.
Well, I was trying to get used to it, so I was using it a little bit, and then when you're done using it, you have to clean it and make sure it's taken care of. So I did a little bit of maintenance on it. Nothing crazy though.
So he's gonna sit next to you, Aoife, if you haven't sat next to him already, and he's gonna start like running his finger on the edges, and if you look very very closely, the primary color of the worm hammer is silver. But as he's pointing out this to you, you're starting to see the edges of the worm hammer are starting to turn gold, and it looks like, you know how if you like spill water or ink onto a fabric, and if you like stain it on the side, it starts creeping towards the middle of the fabric, to get like more absorbed into the fabric where there's not any ink or water.
Yeah.
It's starting to do that. That gold color is starting to like seep into the silver, and he says that hasn't happened before. I'm pretty sure I would have noticed that.
Yeah, it wasn't like that when it was given to me.
That's very strange. I would keep an eye on this.
For sure.
If you can.
Yeah, I can do that.
That's fascinating. I see. Okay.
I mean, has it been used in any recent time? Maybe it's because it's being used again.
Maybe. Perhaps it is, but Bob Boy did a lot of extensive usage of it, swinging it, just seeing if it was balanced correctly. I witnessed her using it. But that was years ago. I didn't notice it then. Perhaps it's just something I missed. It's quite possible. It's very quite possible. Or it may be reacting to you in some way.
I guess all it needed was the right wielder.
Just keep an eye on it, and if one day or if our paths cross again, I would love to see it if it continues to go in this state. I would love to see what it turns into.
Yeah, I have no intention of giving it up. I don't get many presents, and this one's definitely one of the coolest presents I've ever gotten. So I'm not gonna be giving it up anytime soon.
He smiles. I'm very sure it's in very capable and well-deserved hands then. French fry, stop!
No!
No, you
I must
cannot
cause
have the
chaos!
Warhammer! It is not yours! Alright, 1 second.
French fry, go.
I've returned. Okay. Yeah. Is there anything you want to ask him? As you guys are talking, chit-chatting, he's kind of asking you, like, how are you guys enjoying the festival? How you guys enjoy your time here? Blah, blah, blah. Idle chit-chat.
Yeah, I'll just, talk about winning the fish that we're now eating.
I'm gonna be a total mood killer, and ask if he knows any good like counter techniques to Way of the Long Death, because we've seen the old ones kind of favoring it.
He swallows a bite of ginger fish he had been currently chewing on. And he says, counters.
I'll go into a brief explanation of like Gokor's whole thing and what we saw and the scrolls and all that.
I see.
And speaking of counters, any chance you know somebody who knows old magic and could teach me the old magic version of counterspell?
Well, since you're going into the city, that's probably your best bet. You should ask Binta if she can bring you to the Academy of the Arcane Arts there. There's probably somebody who knows, I imagine.
Got it. The AAA in the city.
Exactly. Exactly.
The AAA.
I'm pretty sure that she'll be able to guide you in the right direction. The arcane arts are not my expertise, but if there's anybody who knows them, or it's at school. As for countering the Way of Long Death, well, we've always been the yang to their yin, as we like to say. Honestly, you should talk to somebody of the Long Death themselves.
Is there a monastery here?
Not here, but if you speak with there's another monk here. His name is Dawa. He is the leader of the Zen school in the village. If you talk to him, the Way of Long Death originates from, hold on, give me a second. I think it's Tengri. I'll double check. Yes. The Tengri, their region developed the Way of Long Death. Dawa is from Tengri. He might know somebody that you can speak to about the Way of Long Death.
I think it's kind of difficult to find anyone who can speak to it. Outside of Inculta, there's not really any practitioners of it.
The only scrolls we found were pretty much in a very desecrated temple.
Yeah, it's kind of considered, like, I would consider it anyways, kind of a forgotten or dead tradition.
No, it's
outside of Inculta.
I see. It probably I can imagine it probably died out for some reason. But yeah, there are several. The largest Way of Long Death school is in Tengri, but there you can definitely speak. I can't imagine you could probably find a smaller school and speak to their master or one of their students. And I don't think they'll. It's not. It's just a monastery, a school like any other we practice on this continent.
And kind of a similar question then, who's a master of astral self that I can speak to? We don't have one outside of here.
I see.
So I'm kind of self-taught, and I'd like to actually, learn from somebody who knows what they're doing.
You're in luck. Because as Sam told me, you are going to be speaking to to the 9 leaders tomorrow.
Yes, we are.
Zara, She
Zara.
is Zara. On the at the table at the council of the representative. She is from a country called Barat. She is a practitioner herself of the astral self. I have actually foreseen from a distance the arms she can manifest.
So, Zara with the 9, and in town here, Dawa.
Yes. So Dawa, if you might have seen him already. He is actually San's teacher. Half elven individual,
With white hair.
light hair, has fur trim on his clothing.
Yeah.
He
yeah,
is
I
from
saw.
he's from Tengri. He you could probably be, and San says, yeah, I can introduce you to Long Master Dawa after this. No problem. Yeah, he'll probably know who you can speak with.
Does anyone else have anything to ask? Because if not, Eva just wants to launch into very boring technical questions about the key theory that she's been developing.
You two can have your nerd talk, and I think the rest of us will, just talk with San and have fun now. I'm good. So.
San will actually begin to, while you guys will you two nerd out, San will talk about the 9 leaders you'll be meeting tomorrow, and I will actually. So I was only able to do this in a PDF format, so sorry if it looks a little weird. So there are 9. So show players. He goes through them pretty quickly. So the first word in front of them is the country they represent. The second portion is their name.
Gotcha.
So of Sukhoi, there's Dokmai, Tengri Batu, Zonghua Jun, Nihongoku is Daichi, Bharat Gana Raja is Zara, and of the Wagadu, there is the star, the night, and the sun and moon region. You will have Aken, Oluremu, Dangana, and of the Isles of Sinauna, Kaisar, and he is a whale shark dude.
Okay, I was gonna say, I'm like, is he a shark man or what?
He's a whale shark guy. So
Yeah. Okay.
Those are who you'll be meeting tomorrow. They are representatives from the countries in the region. Some of them will be a little more welcoming than others, San says. There are still some, how do I say, coolness between some of the countries and the rest of the world, because of the war that took place in the Elven lands. It's about half and half, he would say, San, how half of the council feels about people from Pandera, especially those of the Elven lands in particular. And they'll probably want to speak to you about, well, the looming threat that is Natosa and Agu. Because I think most of them will want to start getting involved. If you're taking on an old one, they believe you're gonna need all the help you can get. So I would think about that for tomorrow. And if there's anything I can do to help, or if you want to speak with me or any other individuals, please feel free. I'm from Sukhothai, so I can tell you a little more about Dokmai. Binta is from the Star Wagadu region. We have a member from Sina Una. Trying to remember. And then we have somebody from the Sun Moon region as well, from Wagadu. So, hold on. And Switch is from Bharat's region. We don't have anybody from Daichi or Jun's region. We don't know much about them. So if anybody wants to go into detail, maybe later in the game, because I know that's kind of like a lot of people to know. Please feel free, and each one of the members of the Guardians will try to give you insight in what the stance is from whatever country they're from. Unfortunately, none of these guys are from the Japan nor the China countries, or from Tengri. While you're talking to Aoife, Somsak, he does provide you some insight, because now now you're getting into theory. You've told him, I assume you've told him what you'd like to accomplish.
Yeah, the whole separation, and then without killing it, been experimenting on this weird boss. I'll give him the whole rundown, as well as all the more recent information I've gotten.
He does say, if you're going to do this on a creature that is that large and that intricate,
we are going to blast a hole in its side and walk into it. We do have that part of the plan figured out.
So from my understanding, when Yablink was put away, he said, you're going to want to hit... So when we work with Ki, as you know, we deal with mind, body, and soul.
Yes.
You're going to have to hit the regions that correspond to those... Now that's pretty easy. Mind, brain, heart, body, essentially. Heart is usually what's associated. Soul is going to be a little harder, he says.
Yeah. I've gone, because I'm not sure what's going to work in an old one, so I've even gone a step further and broken it down into 6 pieces. In case we have to, have a bit more of a focused and targeted approach. I also have it further divided.
That's actually a really good idea, he says. Let's see. You might have to bring a couple monks with you too if you're going inside, not just yourselves.
I know. I've been mulling over the logistics of it, and what I think would make the most sense would be blast a hole in the side, bring a retinue to keep it open while, a half dozen monks, maybe a dozen, um, work on the different key points, because my companions here, they're very, very capable, but they can't manipulate key, but they can, deal enough damage to keep the pathway open.
Your companions also are going to have to deal with anything that's found within the body that goes to its defense as well.
Exactly.
All right.
So a collection of very capable soldiers and fighters and spellcasters and whatnot. And then one of the things I was going to ask the 9 leaders was if they would be willing to spare their best to help with this, because I think the monasteries outside of Inculta might be lacking a bit. Mine was completely wiped out by Gokor, and that was a relatively minor infestation.
Well, Sand will agree with me. Dokamai will probably be able, will probably try to help in any capacity she can. I know our leaders here know the threat that the Old One can do. So I don't think she will hesitate about lending her support and convincing her leaders to do so. I know it's a plain ending event. I'm sure the others will see reason, I hope. You see Sand kind of just like mulling over his drink for a bit. I'm sure the others will see reason as well. We do have a couple leaders that are stubborn, though.
I'll give them the same treatment I give everybody else, which is yell at them and call them stupid and selfish. Because at this point, if you're not gonna do it, then you're content to let yourself and all of your people die.
Well, hopefully they can.
I'm not good at the manners thing.
Oh, hopefully you can break through to them. I don't envy your position right now, but of course, I'm sure that when the time comes, I will be part of that battalion as well. I'm sure Dawa will feel the same as I do.
I hope so. We're gonna need all the help we can get, including any divine powers, even if it's of a nature-based divinity. We're going to need some kind of divine intervention to help break through the outer layers of the Old Ones.
Speaking of divinity,
Yes.
I mean, absolutely no offense when I'm asking this, but as a person of some faith, I was wondering, not wondering, I noticed that there's no representation of the gods of Pondera here. And I mean no offense, and I'm just curious.
Oh, no offense taken. It probably does seem very unusual to somebody that's not from here. The majority of the populations in Inculta do not worship the gods.
Fascinating.
It is... How do I say... A lot of people feel the gods have betrayed them. I am indifferent to the theories and ideals of this. Most individuals in this country are, and in this country and in other the surrounding countries are. We look for They look for guidance towards the spirits because they are immediately around us. They inhabit everything. The reason they feel betrayed is because, a long time ago, they knew that it was the gods that released the old ones.
Oh.
Not all of them. They're not all responsible, but it was some of them who did it. And ever since that happened, the worship of the gods has not been strong.
Makes sense.
There are many scholars that feel that because the gods are flawed and are essentially a person, with the flaws and positivities of what a person carries, why worship somebody who can give in to desire?
Their own imperfections.
Exactly.
It's certainly a fascinating subject and something I will give thought to.
It's also the idea that there are a few theories of how gods get their power. I've sent on a lecture or two back in my day, very long time ago, and there is a theological theory currently and still argued that a god obtains their power from the amount of worshippers they obtain and can keep. A lot of people feel that why add to that power? If you are an all-powerful being, why do you even need this many worshippers to, and you can see where I'm going with this. Why add to what they view as a problem?
Indeed.
And do I think this is a wrong idea? I honestly don't know.
Oh, darling, I wasn't asking for right or wrong or a debate on morality. I was simply curious about the lack of divinity that I recognize.
I see. Well, I hope I was able to adequately.
Absolutely.
Why does a god need to start? I love that. Oh God, that's such a bad movie too. Terrible movie.
What movie?
Star Trek
Star-
5?
Oh,
Five.
okay.
Yeah, the one that Shatner wrote. Yeah, it was. I think I watched it the first time. My husband's a big Star Trek nerd too, so we watched it together, and I'm just like, why is this?
Did he make you watch all the movies?
Uh
I was gonna say, would you rather the horribleness of 5 or the not horribleness, but the absolute plotting pace of 1?
1 was just really slow for me. I don't know which one I would rather prefer. Maybe just have me watch 3 a few times.
Anyways.
Apparently the remastered version for one's not bad.
Sorry for it.
Yeah. So where was? All right.
Let me talk Star Trek with somebody. I don't get to do it often.
Though I don't know. I mean, added power right now to a god can definitely be useful in the current case we have. Don't know how long the transfers of additional worshippers would take to correlate. Anyways, he just kind of just stopped right there. Sorry. Aoife, one more question. So
Yeah.
if you think you're able to separate the old one into the pieces that you wish, how are you going to keep them separated / trapped?
So we have a couple different ideas for that. I have to rely on people who are better at like the arcane stuff than me for it. One of the ideas is to use ley line intersections because there's so much power there to fuel a prison.
Mm-hmm.
The other idea is to transmogrify the pieces into something else and then kill them that way.
I see.
Because if it's not an old one anymore, then its death would not destroy this plane.
Right. Have you considered what's known as a key cage?
I'm sorry, what?
A key cage. Yeah. He explains. So as you know, with the manipulation of key, you can stun opponents and whatnot.
Yeah.
This is done through, and he explains to the non-key users in the party as the ability to manipulate key to stun a person. I mean, sometimes it could just be done by just punching them in the head very hard to stun them. But you can do key manipulation and stun a person as well. Hypothetically, he says you can stop the flow of energy in a way that it doesn't kill somebody. Kind of if you have a channel, he explains, or a tube, and you constrict that tube in a way that it limits the flow. He explains you can do the same with key, and I know you can do that with a person. How
much maintenance does it require?
So
get someone into a key cage, do they just remain there until you remove them? Or is it like a stun where it eventually runs out?
It would be eventually runs out, but you could hypothetically, if you have a source to help you limit the flow to keep them in place. I mean, you talk of using ley lines, which is a source, and a potentially never-ending source.
Yeah.
You could probably do it that way. You can hold on, give me a second. If you speak with if you get out of my way. If you speak with a individual named Rayang in Ataya, when you go there, they are the leader of the Temple of Mercy in Ataya. They can explain more about the key cage to you. I believe have implemented this before with people.
Okay.
to stop. They use it to stop seizures that take place to stop their patients. So they're a lot more adept at the technique than I am. So
It's an idea. My first thought was to imprison them at the ley line intersections. Some others have brought up concerns about that, which is very fair, and others brought up the idea of transmuting the individual pieces into other things for disposal. So we don't have a solution yet, but we're discussing many options.
I'm sorry if I muddle your solutions, but that is one that is probably would be on the table as well, especially if you can't get them to a ley line.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It'd be a good, even like transportation option, I would think.
Yeah, speak to Rayang. They will know a lot more about key cages than I can. But yeah. Good luck, and I'll probably see you on the battlefield when this happens.
Look forward to fighting alongside you.
So yeah, he will, chit chat for as long as you guys want. During any time, did you want to send San out to grab Dawa?
No, I'll talk to Dawa in the morning.
Okay, sounds good.
It's getting a little late.
Yeah, and it's also getting late, really late for us. So I think this is a good time to end. Hamak, will you be around the 21st? I know you're moving to 23rd, so I don't know if your computer will be packed up by then.
I'm probably gonna check my computer last thing.
Okay.
So I should be around on the 21st.
Okay. Was there somebody that wasn't going to be here around the 21st, or was I imagining that?
No, I'm available.
I'll double.
The only time I won't be is the 25th and in the 2nd.
Okay.
For November and December.
Okay, I'll double check with Lynn. I don't know whether I had heard wrong, or my brain is just playing tricks on me.
Well, I know in my game, the 22nd is a no-go because Jay has to work or something like that, so maybe that's what you were...
Maybe, that's perhaps what